Average annual fees for private education are £9,633. So where are the differences between the state and the private sector, and are they really a burden on our education system? Sasha Van Straten is a former state school teacher and is now head of e-learning at Berkhamsted School, a £15,000 per year independent school.
I think where I do see differences is sometimes in parental support. The parents at this school are very much focused on getting the absolute best out of their students, and they're quite vociferous about, wanting the best and wanting to ask questions.
Jonathan Bond is a professional footballer at Watford Football Club. He studies at a state sector college in his spare time, having left an independent school to pursue his sporting career.
I don't think there's too big a gap between the two, but I think that maybe in a sporting world there could be different opportunities, because I think in private schools there's a different background. There's different sports, rugby, hockey, are different from maybe in the state schools. They encourage more football. In the history of the country, there's been more a class system where the state schools would offer football as a sport, and I think most of the footballers that come through now have a state school background, and most of the rugby players are educated in private schools. So I think, using sport as an example, there is a gap, yeah.
And I think any young person needs to be agile. They need to be able to think their way through lots of problems and use technology and still use those traditional skills of kind of thinking and analysis.
And I don't think that state school children have that opportunity.
There have been claims that a private education gives children advantages in terms of contacts and job opportunities, as well as private schools giving its students much more flexibility in pursuing their career.
They did give us a bit of flexibility when I started playing for my club at the age of 10, and workload was heavy. I was getting, as you go up through to GCSE year, you get a lot of homework in the evenings, as well as training in the evenings for the club.
There might be an old boy network still at play. So, for example, children who are at private schools may well go to work experience in London with friends of families, and often they find a way into jobs from that angle.
So what my private school was able to do was allow me to drop a GCSE, which allowed me to have a free period during the day that I could go and do my homework in, which made my evenings free, and I could go train and focus on my football. So it did give me a lot of flexibility, and I don't know, maybe a state school would have done, but I think it would have been more difficult, seeing as we were paying money for the private school education, and they were understanding about it. And they did encourage what I was doing, so they did help me, yeah.
Important and influential people in both the state and private sectors have claimed that the media discriminate and favour one sector or the other. Does the media form stereotypes of private school students, and does it give unfair treatment to either of the sectors?
No, I don't think it's a big issue in the media, but I think when the public knows your background, they have different views on you, and assume kind of what person you might be like, and how you've been brought up can affect that. They just assume that having gone to a private school, that you've got a better education, and having gone to a state school, you're slightly disadvantaged when you start off. But I think performance-wise, and anything you do, it shouldn't really make a difference. And the media, I think the media worry more about the performance of, say, a sportsman, and they don't really worry about their background. I think that gets forgotten once you're there.
I also think that there is an overemphasis on trouble in state schools. The troubled kids are always focused on, and the quietly achieving state school kids don't get a mention. The people who are neither in trouble nor bright, you never hear of them. The average Joe, never mentioned in the media.